Hello everybody, welcome to the C.H.A.B.I.S YouTube channel. Peter speaking. This is just one of my philosophical shorties, and I try to keep it short because I probably haven't said it for the first time. No. But I once again got triggered a little bit by those radical atheists, as I call them, wanting to force other people to read the Bible the way they did it and the way they failed. Because they think their way was the right way, and so everybody's bound to do it that way and fail that way and come to the conclusion that religion is just scam and stuff. What they do, in my eyes, they try to read and understand the Bible in the most literal way possible. Word by word, letter by letter. They want to take everything as a description of reality, of actual things that actually happened. They want to try to believe that, as it was in a meme, a pair of penguins really walked from the South Pole by feet to the Judea, Galilee, somewhere there, to go into the ark and survive the flood. They want to try to believe every single thing. They want to try to believe that there really was that Adam and Eve, and they had been the very first and only humans existing, and then there was this snake talking to Eve, and they really seem to want to, probably they really honestly tried to believe everything standing in this book that way. And of course they failed, because nobody ever really did write that stuff that way. They actually, it was not meant to be believed that way. Of course it's not logical, because there have been different writers, different times, and even under the Roman Emperor, I really forgot his name now, the one that made Christianity the Roman religion for everybody. By the way, he did not ask the people in his empire if they wanted to, just as a side note. And he put some stuff in and took some stuff out and removed some stories about strong women because he did not like them, and so on. So that's the book we have today. And you cannot believe everything word by word. It's not possible. But what I do not understand is that really the modern atheistic people really think you had to do it that way. Because everybody doing it that way will either have to fail or to get into some state of mind where reality is completely outside. Logic and reasoning is completely outside. And those atheists failed. They tried it that way, they failed, and then their conclusion was that everybody who believes in God did it the way they tried it to do. And because they failed, they say either the person does not believe in God, it's just signaling, virtue signaling, or the person is completely insane. So they treat everybody believing in God as completely insane and insult them. They do not insult the Christianity or the Christian religion or something. They are insulting the individuals believing in God in their personal core of their personality. They do not insult God or Jesus, or maybe they do, but that's not the point, because a God that made the whole universe, why should he care about being insulted by a few atheists? And why should he send somebody to punish said atheists? He has time, yet all the time existing, and he can even make new time if he runs out of time to punish them if he wants to himself. So that's not the point. It's just about insulting individuals who found a faith in God in their personal core, by saying they must be completely nuts because they could believe everything in this book word by word, letter by letter. But the point is, Christians, at least 90% of all the Christians in the world, I estimate, do not believe every single letter, every single word. They have a completely different approach to faith, an approach that those atheists never tried and are probably not able to try, and that's none of my business to tell you what approach to do. But if your approach to faith fails, you cannot jump to the conclusion that everybody else had that similar approach. You know, if you have a mountain and you have a vertical wall at one side, at the northern side, and from the southern side you can just walk up there, and in a few hours or few days, maybe not easy, but you can walk up there. And your approach is to try the vertical wall all the time, and you fail. You cannot insult everybody who made it to the top because they have chosen another way, the way that actually works. And that's what those atheists do, in my opinion. They have chosen the most hardest, complicated and virtually impossible way up to the mountain, and they failed. And now they want to force everybody to use that way, that approach, and everybody who made it up to the mountain with a different approach, with a way which is actually possible for a human being to get up there, everybody who did this, they just tell them you did not do it the right way. Well, I personally did choose an approach to Christianity that I could actually manage to do. And that's why I'm there, if you want to say so, because that's an endless journey. It's never going up there. The mountain is endlessly high, actually. But my approach brought me further up that mountain than the approach of understanding it word by word, letter by letter, and even thinking that everything Jesus said is sort of old stuff and not so important anymore, is still as important as before, even though Jesus said the other thing. That's even worse. But my approach led me up the mountain some part of the way. And apparently the radical atheist effort did not lead them as far as I could manage to go by now. But I refuse to go down again and try it from the other side, where I know everybody trying that failed by now. Or got insane, to be honest. Yeah, I guess I've said what I had to say. So, please, atheists, if your approach failed, do not expect me to try your approach just to fail too. It does not make real sense. Thank you for watching this video. Bye.